Hello bookworms and welcome back to my channel.
Hello.
You're going to introduce yourself?
No, I don't know how to do it. I don't.
This is Samara.
Yes.
She's my fiancée.
Yes.
Responsible for this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I went to work. And I made
grafted.
a bit of money. And I spent it all.
So, what are we doing today?
You're going to ask me questions and I'm going to build Lego to distract me from the fact that I'm being filmed for the first time.
You're very new to the whole, like, talking in front of a camera thing, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm painfully awkward in real life. So on camera it's just going to be worse. My very, very kind new managers got me some Lego for my birthday.
Right, let's build Lego. I have questions in the fluffy pink notebook that I'm going to ask. And I might answer myself if you're lucky. Do you want to show them what Lego is?
I already did.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
She's an expert. Well, go on then. Open it.
I am. I am.
I'm Am!
Is there anything else in there? So no.
If it's like ASMR, it's because the microphone is right next to where we're building the Lego. We're building sunflowers and we're going to make Lego, or probably more like you're going to make Lego and I'm going to get bored and stop making Lego.
Well, you're going to ask questions.
I am going to
talk
ask
about
questions.
Things.
Yes. Are those little ranches? Wrenches.
State of America are you from? The wrenches.
Ranches.
I was thinking of dip.
Ranch.
You sound like you're thinking of the horses.
Oh, I feel like we should preface this.
What's the preface?
That you're not a reader, but you read.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Would love to read, but I don't read because time, and I find reading pressurizing.
You also fall asleep when you read, don't
Fall
you?
asleep when I read. I feel like there's a lot of pressure to like read a certain amount. I want to get back into like being able to read like you do because you enjoy it. But that being said, I am reading more since being with you than before.
I'm a good influence. First question is,
Yes.
what book are you reading right now?
I'm reading, or I started reading Determined. You bought it for me on holiday.
It's because we were in a bookshop and you picked it up and you were looking at it and I was like, I have to buy it for you. Because you're not interested in a lot of things.
No. It's called Determined, The Science of Life Without Free Will. It's by Robert Sapolsky, which is, I think, how you pronounce the surname, but I'm not entirely sure. It's about determinism. It's basically about how we could exist if we were to live off the assumption that everything is predetermined. We're all just a product of our circumstances, and I'm gonna sneeze, so I like the final. I did skip to the end. I know, but humans probably aren't meant to do that or something. Book people.
People do read the last page before they read the first.
No, I think I just read the title of the final chapter. The final chapter is called If You Die Poor.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think of my dad. I think about just like how if you believe that we're all a set of circumstances, you know, we're all products of a combination of genetics and how we were raised and perhaps some type of inevitability clause that exists within the universe, then is dying poor your fault or is it actually out of your control?
Mm-hmm.
That made me think about my dad because he always beats himself up. I don't know, I can't remember because I've not read enough of it and I would like to do a proper review and I'd like to read it properly and all that kind of stuff, but I do subscribe to the philosophy that is determinism and I wanted to read more about it. I think he's like maybe a neuroscientist or something. I was looking more for philosophy, but it is a bit sciencey too, I think. Oh, I'm also reading, or I've been trying to read for a while, Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World by Haruki Murakami. It is because it's weird. I might switch to the other one, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, because that one's just more like popular and well known and it's apparently very good. But Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World.
It's not called Hard-Boiled Egg.
No,
Oh.
it's called Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World.
My brain just inserts the word egg.
No, it's not. It's quite a controversial one. It's not his most popular. It's kind of weird, maybe a bit genre melting, and I thought I might like that. I think I chose Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World because it was a little bit more unique. I mean, they're all unique, but it was a bit more like people didn't love it.
You like what people don't love, don't you?
Not to be that person.
Not like the girls.
What are you currently reading?
I'm currently reading The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, and like that's a very popular book, and I'm not loving it.
You didn't like the previous book?
No, I didn't like Babel.
Why would you read another one?
Because I really thought I was gonna love The Poppy War. It's about a girl that goes to like a warrior school and like discovers that she's got this like kind of connection to the gods and is like really powerful and stuff, which sounds like my shit. It's also like apparently really quite graphic depictions of war and stuff, which again, I'm into that.
Ew, why?
Not even halfway through yet, and I've been listening to it for hours. You alright?
I want to open the Lego packet.
Go for it. But also, like, this is the first book in a trilogy. And if I'm already like, I kind of want to tap out,
Yeah.
I'm like, do I tap out now or do I tap out at the end of the book?
I'll just tap out now. Read some Murakami instead.
I'm also reading Burning Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Webber, which is the last book in the Twin Crowns trilogy. For some reason it's taken me a literal millennium to finish that book, and I don't know why.
God, that's a long time.
I don't know why it's taken me so long to read it, because I'm really enjoying it. And Frankenstein.
Meh.
You don't like Frankenstein?
It just can't be arsed.
Why don't you like Frankenstein?
I don't dislike Frankenstein.
Oh.
I just can't be bothered to read it. No, I'll tell you why I don't love Frankenstein. I don't love... What are they called?
The letter books.
Oh, all the letter books of that era. Jesus, like, so many letter books.
Stories told through letters.
It almost... Actually, did I finish Dracula? I don't think I did finish Dracula, and I was enjoying that as well.
I love Dracula.
I know, Dracula's good, but it's just like, do they all have to be letters? Like, come on.
It's a style.
It's a shit style.
Question 2. What's your next read going to be?
I've already said that. I'm going to read the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle.
Oh, slow.
Oh, hang on.
What?
Maybe the 5th season.
Yeah.
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 Maybe
you
that's
need to
my
read
next
that.
read. The thing is like when I like one author at the moment, it's like, well, I'd just rather read all of their books and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I'm having a Murakami moment. Murakami year. But...
The Year of Murakami.
Yeah, but maybe I need to read something else. And I would like to read the 5th season. I started it and it was really good. So maybe that one.
Yeah, I love the 5th season. I need to finish that trilogy.
Yeah.
Because I read it I read the first book like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So, yeah, maybe I'll read the next one.
The next one.
Yeah.
What is it? The 6th season? It's not a funny joke.
The Obelisk Gate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Question 3.
Yes.
How many books are on your TBR list?
Like 2? One odd.
Ishiguro, isn't there?
Nah.
You're not bothered. You got Ishiguro on there.
My bookshelf.
Yeah, that's your TBR.
That's my TBR.
Yeah.
The bookshelf.
Yeah.
No, I have one written down.
Oh, okay. Should I help with this? Should I put
So-
some of these in?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can actually.
Oh, mine is quite long. I have a lot of unread books. Probably within, like, I don't know, 500. Next question. I've lost track of what number this is. Oh, interesting question, me. I wrote these, like, 3 weeks ago, so I've forgotten what they were. What was the first book you read in your life?
In my life?
In your life?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was an avid reader as a child.
Well, yeah.
Weren't we all? Especially in that era, for the ye old internet.
Before TikTok.
The fairy books.
Yeah.
Like with the somebody fairy. Those were pretty cool, and there were like goblins in it. Were there goblins?
I don't know, I never read them.
There was fairies, and then there was like a villain that was always in it. Jacqueline Wilson stuff.
Yeah, I probably would go with Jacqueline Wilson. I think probably the one that comes to my mind, speaking of fairies, is Midnight.
Okay.
Did you read that one?
No. But a better question would be, what's the first Jacqueline
Wilson
Wilson
book you read? Yeah. Because that one had like a similar, she was a fan of a series of books that were different fairies. But I loved that book. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I want to reread it. I haven't read it since I was a child. Ah, more books about childhood. Books about childhood, questions about childhood. What was your favourite childhood book?
My favourite childhood book. It was probably Hetty Feather. I remember being obsessed with that. I don't know why, because it's not something... It's not in my wheelhouse.
It's not science fiction.
It's not a science fiction. It's like children's period. Children's historical book. And I don't like historical books. I don't like period pieces. I quite despise them, actually. So I don't really know why I liked that as a kid. To be honest, I literally only read Jacqueline Wilson as a child.
Yeah.
After the fairy books, when I was more like a child, I only read Jacqueline Wilson. I loved Lola Rose. That was my favourite, like...
You know, that's mentioned in the new Tracy Beaker book.
Cool.
She talks about...
I'd read that.
She, like, drops in her, like, own books as Easter eggs.
I don't think Hetty Feather's really a Jacqueline Wilson state. Like, it's not her usual genre.
She did a couple of, like, historical...
They were all in the same universe.
No, not necessarily. She did the one that was based on her own life, like Little Jackie or something.
Oh, okay. But what
And
era
then
is that?
there was-
That's not really historical, is it?
That was, wartime. And then she did the Lottie Project, which was
Right.
partly set in
Yeah.
now, partly set in Victorian times.
What was your favourite book?
My favourite book as a child was The Hobbit. What's that reaction about? My dad got me the cassette of it when I was like 8.
Oh, okay. I forgot audiobooks.
Yeah.
Any child that sat reading The Hobbit probably needs to be screened.
I also really like Jacqueline Wilson books.
And
The books that will not
She
be
How
named.
Shall Not Be Named.
Can you remember what your parents used to read to you before bed?
I don't remember personally what they used to read me before bed. Like, I don't have memories of them reading to me, but my dad says that he read me The Tempest.
I thought you were going to say the Old Testament.
Not the Old Testament, although yes, that was read a lot. He read me The Tempest when I was about 5. He bought it and intended to read it to me and started reading it to me because he thought, I don't know, he's just always wanted us to have...
Plans of you
He
being
had plans.
like an actor.
Yeah, no, I think he just wanted us to have the learning that he missed out on and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember him reading that to me. I don't really like The Tempest. Maybe if he'd picked the one I do like.
Which one do you like?
Winter's Tale?
Oh.
Maybe if he'd picked that.
Yeah.
Until the bear comes in, and then as a child I would have been furious.
Except
How
pursued
dare
by a
they
bear.
change the tone? So gripped.
Again, the books that shall not be named.
The books that shall not be named.
Yeah, my
What was
dad
the
read
question?
them.
Oh, that your dad read to you.
Yeah, my dad read them to me.
Yeah.
What's the longest book you've managed to read?
I'm really not well read, like I wish I was, but I'm not.
You read when you were younger.
I really know. It's probably a book that shall not be named, to be honest. Be The Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah. No War and Peace.
I bought it and started reading it when I was 16. Because the TV show slapped. It really did. It really did. We will watch the TV show. Anybody else, you just don't have time to read War and Peace. And it's not interesting enough.
I'd rather read Anna Karenina.
And the TV show's great. It's rushed, obviously. It's like 6 episodes and it's like a super long book in 6 episodes. And there's a bit in the middle where it just feels like one of the characters has had a mental break because the shift in their character is just so rushed. But we should watch the TV show. And no, I've not really read anything I would consider super long. Not that finished. What about you? What's the longest book you've ever read?
Probably Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell.
Yeah.
That's pretty long.
Yeah. I think that will be the longest book I've ever read when I read it.
How many books can you read at one time?
1.
Yeah.
The answer is 1.
1. I think the most I've gotten up to reading at the same time is about 13.
Yeah, that's just not normal.
I did have to have a cleanse. I had to be like, you know what? If I don't finish these, they're getting DNF'd because it was getting a bit overwhelming, I won't lie. Has a book ever kept you up at night?
What, like I wasn't reading it and I couldn't stop thinking about it, or I was reading it
Like
and
you
I couldn't sleep?
you like next I've got to read another chapter, like I can't sleep.
No, because reading puts me to sleep. So, not because it's boring, doesn't matter how thrilling the book is, I will fall asleep. So there's one book that could have done that. You know what it is, but I imagine it will be a question on here, no? So I'm just going to save it for that. And I'm sure I'm sure people could guess what it is because I've only mentioned one author with any regularity so far.
Yeah.
I definitely tried to stay awake to keep reading it, but I was falling asleep like with the pages open. Well,
I've definitely got a photo of you
trying.
Like asleep.
Sleep with it. Did I read it on Kindle?
Yeah, you read it on Kindle. Yeah, there's been quite a few books that have kept me awake. In sort of recent years, The Lunar Chronicles The last book in that, I was like...
I don't know what that is.
They're like sci-fi, but like Star Wars style sci-fi. So
fantasy.
So yeah, you wouldn't call them sci-fi.
No.
Based on fairy tales. So like Cinderella is a cyborg.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the last book in that kept me up. I wanted to know what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty long book actually. That's about 800 pages. If We Were Villains, that one kept me up.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, by Emma
Don't know what it is.
It's Shakespeare's answer to A Secret History.
Shakespeare's answer.
Yeah. So
Shakespeare's dead.
Instead of classics, Greek classics,
Right.
it's Shakespeare.
I'm confused.
So they're Shakespeare students instead of classic students.
Oh.
Yes.
I've not read A Secret History. I don't know what it's about. Yeah, no, my friend read it and she talked about it, and I remember saying like I knew maybe there was a murder.
Yeah.
And
So it's a murder mystery type thing.
They're at school or whatever.
But they're at an elite school for classics. Like they study classics.
Right. Just only classics.
Basically, yeah.
Ancient.
Yeah, ancient classics. Whereas If We Were Villains, there's a murder, but they study Shakespeare.
It sounded like you were saying Shakespeare read A Secret History and
It was like,
shit,
I need to write this.
I need to get on that shit.
Has a book ever given you a book hangover?
What's that mean?
It means like you can't move on from it.
Yeah.
I don't want to read
the
another
same
book
because how I felt about the other book.
Just say it. Because I don't know if this question is going to come up.
You haven't written down what's your favourite book.
I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Kafka on the Shore. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
After I read that book, I was just like...
Yeah. Yeah. I think I read too many books to get book hangovers. Like, because I'm always reading multiple books. Yeah, I'm already, like, in the middle of another one, so I can't think of any book that's given me a book hangover. There's definitely books where I'm like, I don't think anything's going to top this.
No, Never Let Me Go felt like that. Made me feel like that as well.
Yeah.
Because I cried. But I don't know, once I finished a book, I'm like, maybe that was an achievement. Never read it again.
What's the saddest book you've ever read?
Never Let Me Go. Yeah, that book's pretty sad. The movie's tainted it for me, to be honest.
I didn't even know there was a movie.
The movie is like, I hate to say it.
I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous.
But the movie is very, like, middle class and white. It's not that the book isn't, but, well, it has a British-Japanese author for one. It's not purposefully, I don't think, but it just felt, I don't know, like I felt like I couldn't relate to it as much. And also, I just didn't enjoy it as a movie. But I imagine a lot of people feel that way about movie adaptations of things. What was the question?
It was the saddest book you've ever read.
Yeah, Never Let Me Go, but I wouldn't cry at the movie, that's for sure.
Probably A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara.
That's a bit sad, isn't it?
No one should read it, it's just way too sad. I saw the play as well. I don't know why I did that to myself. Has a book ever made you cry with laughter?
No. Absolutely not.
I didn't think they
I
would.
don't think I've ever...
Have you ever cried with laughter?
Yeah, of course I have. What do you mean? Of course I
You're
have.
very hard to
Impress. No?
Yeah, you are. I've never cried with laughter at a book.
I'm actually crying at laughter at stand-up. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I only cry with laughter at like really stupid things when you can't stop laughing because it's just so stupid, you know?
Yeah.
How do you pick up the next book you want to read?
With my hands? Yeah.
No.
What?
That's not what it said.
Okay.
I just can't read. How do you pick the next book you're going to read?
I pick the next book I want to read based on what I want to read.
Yeah, same to be honest.
Yeah, my TBR's not very long, so...
I feel like I am probably influenced by like what TikTok is reading. So like if there's like something that's really popular, I might be like, oh, I'll check that out just to see.
Yeah, I don't think I am.
No.
I don't think I know what TikTok's reading.
No. But it depends. It's like, I wouldn't say that I read a lot of what is like popular on BookTok, but there's certain people that I follow that I trust the opinion of. Mm-hmm. And if they're reading something, I'm like, I'll check that out. Do you want to show them where you're up to on there?
Not very far.
You made this?
No, oh yeah.
This looks like a flower.
Well, because I realised I hadn't been following it properly, so I had to go back to the beginning.
Right. I've not been helping at all. Do you use a reading tracker app?
No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a reading tracker app? No. I would. I have. Do you use a re But like I said, I'm just too busy. I've got too much shit going on. I don't have time to be tracking my reading.
You did the January reading challenge though with me, though, didn't you?
I did.
The Storygraph one.
I did.
Yeah.
And like, it's not that it's not fun. It is. It's just like, you know, I've got to go to work.
She's got a life.
It's just, yeah. Like, I've got other things to do. And also, I think that kind of harks back to what I was saying at the beginning. I don't want to feel that, like...
Pressure,
yeah. Like, reading should be fun, right?
Yeah.
Why should reading be forcing yourself to do something for the...
That's how slumps happen.
The cloud. The cloud!
The cleat!
That's how slumps happen.
Yeah, that's how you get into slumps. Reading slumps, if you force yourself. Yeah, I do use a tracker. I use two. I use Goodreads and Storygraph. The main two.
Because you don't have a life.
I don't, no. What were the last 3 books you read?
I've just said them, like, I don't read, so... The last 3 books I read were... I read Kafka on the Shore, Kindred...
Oh, yeah.
by Octavia E. Butler. Nothing else. I'm lazy at the moment.
Nothing, I'm lazy at the moment.
I can't remember what else I've read, not a lot.
The last 3 books that I read were Jade's Guide to Crushing It by Ruby Clyde, which is sort of like it's using the Shakespearean trope of misidentification in plays like Twelfth Night, but make it gender identity exploration, teenage. Also, sexuality exploration. It's very good, very funny. And then I read My Mum Tracy Beaker by Jacqueline Wilson.
Nice.
Which,
Oh yeah. You can add... I read Baby Love.
Oh yeah! I like that book.
Somewhat recent.
In the last
So
3
we can
years.
add that. Add that to the 3.
And then I also read The Story of Tracy Beaker, but that was a reread because I reread it before I read My Mum Tracy Beaker. So those are the last 3 books that I read. It's really giving autumn right now, isn't it?
It just looks dark.
Yeah.
It's just dark.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I mean. It's giving like UK winter. It is the daytime. How many books have you read so far this year?
4? 5? Not very many. It started well. January started well.
January was so good.
Like all Januaries, really. Then uni, life, work. And now it's almost next January, so try again next year, I guess.
I've
Not
read
many.
51.
That's quite a lot more, actually. Yeah, that's quite a lot more.
I'm behind on my reading goal, though.
Your reading goal?
Yeah, my reading goal's 100, and I'm 20 books behind.
Oh no, what a travesty.
Yeah.
How will we live? How will we cope?
Oh, I've spoilt the next question. How many books are you planning to read this year?
Oh, we already know how many you're planning on reading.
Yeah.
About 0? I've not got any plans. I was gonna,
Did you set a
I
reading
do have
goal?
plans. No, I don't know. Maybe. I do have plans. I do. But they're academic ones. I want to read More Brilliant Than the Sun.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
The Bible.
The Bible. Yeah.
More Brilliant Than the Sun, Adventures in Sonic Fiction.
Yeah.
By Kojo Eshin. That's what I want to read. Been reading it really attentively for uni. It's kind of for uni. It's not really for uni. It's for pleasure. And I want to read that. So I guess I can add that to my TBR. So how many do I want to read left of the year? 1. Yeah, 1.
Yeah, mine's 100. I want to read 100 books.
I want to read 100 more books?
No! I
Damn.
want to read 100 books by the end of the year.
Okay, if we're saying the whole year, then like 5. I actually don't care about the numbers. So I just want to read. I wanted to have read Kafka on the Shore.
That's quite a healthy attitude to have, actually.
Well,
Not caring about numbers.
I wanted to have read the 5th season, Kafka on the Shore, and More Brilliant Than the Sun. Those 2 books. I've read 1 of them. Still time to read the other 2. So
You're doing better than me with my 24 books for 2024. I've read 3 of them.
well, there we go. I've read 1 of mine. How is that? You've read 3. That's more.
Yeah, but you've read 1 out of 3. I've read 3 out of 24.
Okay, so the percentage.
Yeah. What's a book that you've read the most times?
I think I reread books.
Did I reread?
See, if this was like a TV, like film, video, I could smash that, but I don't...
Well, it's the other way around for me. If this was TV, film, or whatever, I wouldn't have.
I don't know. I can't... What book have I reread the most? I don't think I've reread. I've not read enough, so I'm not looking to reread anything.
You didn't reread as a child?
Not that I can remember.
I didn't have a choice when I was a child because I had a very limited supply of audiobooks from the library. So I just had to keep reading them.
What book have you read then? The Night Circus. There we go.
Yeah, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Although The Hobbit probably... I haven't tracked how many times I've read either of those two books, but since I did read The Hobbit for the first time as a child, maybe I've read that more than The Night Circus, but I have read The Night Circus quite a few times. Oh, who's your favourite author?
Haruki Murakami. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. It almost certainly isn't because I'm not Japanese. Murakami is my favourite author as of 2024.
Established in 2024.
Because
Get you a little
he's
plaque.
the only author whose books I want to read all of. Kafka on the Shore, which I keep looking at over there. I keep seeing it. You got me Kafka on the Shore.
A really nice edition.
A really nice edition for my birthday, and I love it. And I'd reread that book for sure, but I want to read the rest of his books first. So yeah, at the minute Murakami, but subject to change when I actually have read anything else. So
we'll see you in 20 years and check back in if it's changed. My favourite author is Samantha Shannon.
It is indeed.
Tee. And what's your least favourite book?
My least favourite book?
Yeah.
I've not read it yet. I used to say that. People used to go, what's your favourite book? I'm like, I've not read it yet. I've not read a book that's my favourite book.
Yeah.
This year I finally got a favourite book, so that's cool. But least favourite book, why would I finish a book that I'm not enjoying? Like, I don't have a least favourite book. Refuse to answer.
I'd probably say, like, As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. And the reason I would say that is because it's the third book in a trilogy. And to have put so much time and effort into a trilogy, only for the last book to just be the most disappointing thing you've ever read.
Who's ever read?
For it to be the most disappointing book I've ever read. So I'd probably say that one. I know it's a bit of a Marmite book. Some people really love the way that it went. And I think I get it. I get why it went in that direction. I'm not going to spoil it. I might tell you, but I'm not going to spoil it for people at home. But yeah, I didn't like that book. It made me angry.
Made you angry?
Yeah. If it had been a physical book, I'd have thrown it across the room. But unfortunately, it was an audio book. So I'm not throwing my phone across the room. I'm not risking my phone. Is there a book you couldn't finish?
Yeah, loads. What does couldn't mean?
Like,
there was no book I couldn't finish.
Like, I just can't do this. I can't.
If you mean I can't be asked, yeah. I'm sure I could if I could be asked. It seems as I can't.
Yeah, I can't even think of anything either. Do you prefer classics or modern books?
Modern books.
Same.
I prefer modern books, but I hate modern books. I also hate classics. So...
But you like Wuthering Heights? I liked that the other day.
I did like Wuthering Heights. Again, not to be that person, I don't like many things. So I don't like classics or contemporary books, really. But if I had to choose, it'd be a contemporary book, because I'm interested in post-modernism and post-humanism and anything else with post as a prefix, really. Yeah.
I do enjoy, like, a gothic classic, but yeah, modern books. Also, I find classics kind of hard to read. Have you seen an adaptation you feel is better than the book? Oh my god, they can actually see us, look. The lights come out.
Something that's better than the film is better than the book.
Yeah.
I like the Hunger Games Catching Fire movie. That is a smashing film.
It is a good movie, but I still can't say that it's better than the book, unfortunately.
Well, I've read a little bit of the book, and honestly...
Have you?
Yeah.
You got to Catching Fire?
No, I skipped the book.
Oh.
The movie's a good movie. It has one of the best montages in movie history, which no one seems to realise, but it does. It absolutely does. The Victory Tour, smashing.
I do agree that Catching Fire is the best book to movie adaptation out there, but I think it's a bit sacrilegious to say that the book is worse. Have you met an author in real life?
My dad.
Yeah, and your mum.
Yeah.
They're both self-published.
Have I met any other authors? I don't know, like, probably. People write books, you know.
You could be passing an author and you might not even know it.
I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing.
My lecturers count. I'm sure they've written books.
David's written a book.
Yeah, I'm sure Ben's written a book.
Oh, and yeah, Ben's written books too.
Have I met any sort of, famous TikTok book YA author? No, but I've met people that write books, yeah.
I've met quite a lot of authors. I mean, my auntie is an author.
You met your favourite author?
I've met my favourite author quite a few times, actually. Not to be that girl.
Do you love your favourite author more than me?
No, because that would be strange, because...
Well, you
slightly
talk
parasocial.
a lot about her, and you never talk to me. You never talk to me about me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've met Samantha Shannon 3 times now, and she's lovely. I would love to meet Erin Morgenstern, but I probably would pass away if I did.
Why?
She's just kind of mythical, you know? Like, there's something otherworldly about her. Like, she's very, like, reclusive and...
Okay, then.
Final question. How many books do you own?
Not very many. You'll have to count them for me. I can't be bothered, really.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
About 15. I own quite a lot.
How many?
I've not counted, but I mean, I can't even do the maths to, like, figure it out, because some of these shelves are double stacked, but I would say, like, 700.
There's
As a guess.
There's a lot.
Yeah, quite a lot. Did you manage to finish the thing while we were talking?
This is where I'm at with it. I think it
That is really cute.
bit- oh,
it swiveled.
it needs a bit of a longer stem. So that's the last thing I'm doing.
And it also needs leaves.
And leaves. And then you can make the other one.
Yeah.
But I've made one.
But those are all my questions.
Cool.
I feel like I know you better now.
No, you don't. I think they know me better now.
Yeah.
I don't know them better. They should probably answer some of these questions in the comments or something.
Yeah. Do that. And then you can look through them and
Yeah,
it's
and
like a
then-
bonding moment.
Yeah.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
How was your first experience on camera?
Well, it was quite scary at the beginning, but then it was okay. But I'm quite awkward and also I'm quite monotone. And I've got a bit of the tism. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll probably overthink this later, but that's okay.
I have girl autism and you have boy autism.
Yeah, but why do I have boy autism?
I don't know, it's your confusion of science.
This wants me to keep extending the stem. What the hell?
It just keeps growing.
Well, that's as far as I got.
My camera died, so we're now on your phone.
I was showing off the sunflower and I was gonna put leaves on it, but I can't be bothered now.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was cool. I'm interested to see what it looks like at the end, but
This is when I edit all the footage and you're like, I don't like it.
yeah, I'm not gonna like it because I'm too awkward for this kind of thing, really. But I've done it now.
I think you're very cool. I think you have the tism-rism.
The tism-rism.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for watching. What should they do?
Subscribe, and then you'll get videos in your subscription box, and then you'll know when there's more videos.
And what else should they do?
They can like the video to say that you don't hate me, and you can comment and answer the questions in the video and we will reply. That's about all the things you can do.
No, there is more. There's one more
There's
thing
more
we can do. You can click the bell.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, because then you get notified.
Okay, click the bell.
Thank you for being on my channel.
That's okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, happy reading.
Oh, yeah.
Say the thing.
Oh, happy reading.